Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada.
Jagannatashtakam punyam ya pathet prayata shuche sarva papa vishuddhatma Vishnu lokam sagachate. Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki jai. Rath Yatra 2023 ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maya ki. So tonight's program is very simple. It's all about so please put your hands together for our good kirtanier. He is all the way from Suriname, Vishnu Saka Prabhu. And all the Mirdanga player, Ajmal Prabhu is there. You will hear from him later on in the program. Well, like I said, it's a very simple program this evening. It's all about building the vibes to go out tomorrow to take Lord Jagannath through the streets of Guyana, in Georgetown to be specific, and bring the Lord closer in our hearts also. So tonight's program is discourse from the Vedic scriptures. We have some presentation, short presentation that will be done by some devotees, and with kirtan and a grand artik. And also, there will be a sumptuous feast at the end. That is something I've been waiting for, and I think that is the only reason why I'm here, because I'm really hungry at the moment. So the feast will be at the end of the program. So please tune in as much as you can and imbibe the mood of bringing the Lord and taking him out in the streets and let him distribute his mercy to everyone. So next we'll be having a presentation which will be done by not a stranger to Guyana. He is coming from Trinidad. He is no other than His Grace Shanta Vigraha Prabhu. Shanta Vigraha Prabhu would have joined Krishna consciousness over like about 20 years ago. He is a teacher by profession, a disciple of His Holiness Guru Prasad Maharaj. He served in many capacities in our ISKCON community. Currently, he is a member of the Board of Directors for Caribbean Institute of Higher Education. That is the ISKCON Caribbean Education Board. He teaches various courses like Bhagavad Gita and Bhakti Shastri. He is currently the temple president of ISKCON National Board. So please welcome Prabhu as he makes his presentation this evening. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Shtapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatang Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Everyone together. Hare Krishna Rama Rama Hare Hare. Once more loudly. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Once Srila Prabhupada was touring in a place in India by the name of Vishakhapatnam. Srila Prabhupada, who is sitting just to my right, on the right side of Baladev, and who is our founder Acharya, when he was with us physically on the planet, he was walking through Vishakhapatnam, and he met a very distinguished gentleman there while on his walk. And they exchanged pleasantries. Srila Prabhupada asked the gentleman, "Who are you?" He said, "My name is such and such." "What do you do?" He said, "I'm an archaeologist." And Srila Prabhupada said, "What does that mean? What do you do?" He said, "I study primitive people." So then the gentleman in turn asked Srila Prabhupada, "My name is Bhaktivedanta Swami. I'm a Vaishnava sannyasi and teacher." So he asked Srila Prabhupada, "What does that mean? What do you do?" And Srila Prabhupada replied, "I study advanced people." And Srila Prabhupada commented further, "What can you learn by studying primitive people? You are supposed to teach primitive people. So what does this have to do with Bhagavad Katha?" Bhagavad Katha means to hear from and to speak from a book known as Srimad Bhagavatam, also known as Bhagavad Puran. Some of you may remember, and it may still go on now, I remember as a boy in Trinidad, Bhagavad Katha or Bhagavad Saptaha was very, very popular. I was just recalling just Monday I had done a lecture on Bhagavad at one devotee's home. And they were recalling also that, Bhagavad was such a huge thing. They would have puja in the morning and katha, puja at lunchtime and katha, and puja in the night, which would be especially big, where most of the people in the area would come out and they would have beautiful katha and bhajans and so on. Now I don't know if that happens so much. It is not so popular as it used to be in Trinidad now, but Ramayana Katha is still very popular. And you may still have 5 nights Bhagavad, but not with the pujas morning, noon and in the evening, just maybe evening lectures. But this tradition of Bhagavad Saptaha, or speaking Bhagavatam over the course of 7 days, It actually comes from the Bhagavatam itself, the Bhagavad Purana. A very interesting and unique incident is described within the Bhagavatam, that a very great devotee and king by the name of Raja Parikshit, he was given notice that, my dear sir, in 7 days' time, your number would be called. Not his cell phone number, but his number in line to death. He was cursed by a very powerful Brahmin boy that for an apparent insult perpetrated to his father, this king should die in 7 days. And this king, even though he was so powerful, it is described that he could have said, that is what you say, but I say something different. You feel I should die in 7 days, but I don't think so. You take your curse and you carry it back home. He was that powerful. The curse could not affect him. But rather than try to get a second opinion or counteract the curse, he thought that actually this is not happening by guess. This news that I have just received is actually being arranged by the Supreme Lord to teach me a lesson. And he renounced the kingdom with immediate effect and went to the bank of the Ganga and sat with the idea that he will fast without food, without water, until that time would come when the effect of the curse would fall upon him and he would die. This was such an amazing response that the who's who of the entire universe came to sit with him. These are some of the people who came to sit with Maharaj Parikshit. Vyasadeva himself, who is the author of this Bhagavad Puran. The Guru of Vyas, Narad Muni, he came to sit with Maharaj Parikshit. Sages like Devala, Asita, and so many more came to sit with Maharaj Parikshit. And Maharaj Parikshit asked them a very few questions, simple questions. He asked them, what should I hear about? What should I speak about? What should be my worship? And also, what should I not do? Very simple questions. And you had people like Vyas, Narad, and so many others sitting there, but still, somehow or other, they could not decide what course of action should be prescribed to this king, this devotee. Another very amazing event happened. The son of Vyas, who renounced this world immediately upon taking his birth in this world, happened to come to that spot. His name was Shukadev Goswami. When Shukadev Goswami entered into that arena, by his very presence, everyone unanimously agreed, whatever this gentleman says, accept it immediately without question. And so the question was presented to Shukadev Goswami. What should we hear about? What should we chant about? What should be our worship? And what should we not do? And Shukadev Goswami didn't beat around the bush. He didn't say, my dear king, this is a very complicated question. It requires so much time. I don't think 7 days is enough. You think a complicated question like this could be answered in such a brief moment? No. Shukadev Goswami, without even batting an eyelid, he responded to the inquiry, this very important question that Maharaj Parikshit asked. At his hour of greatest need, He said, my dear king, this is the answer to your question. He said, Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishwaro Hari Shrotavya Kirtitavyascha Smartavya Chechatha Bhayam. You want to be free from fear, my dear king? You want to be free from any kind of fear? O Bharat, O descendant of the great King Bharat? You want to know what you should hear about, what you should remember, what you should speak about? Tasmat Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishwaro Hari Shrotavya Kirtitavyascha Smartavya Chechatha Bhayam. You should listen to, you should glorify, and you should always remember the pastimes of the Supreme Lord, who is known as Sarvatma, as the super soul who is situated within the heart of everyone, who is Bhagavan, who is the Supreme Person, full in all opulences, who is Ishwara, who is the Supreme Controller of all controllers, and who is Hari, who takes away the impediments on the path of a sincere soul who is trying to attain the lotus feet of the Lord. You should listen about, you should glorify, and you should remember this person always. Who is that person? That is Jagannath. Jagannath is Krishna. Jagannath is Sarvatma. He is the super soul of all living beings. He is Ishwara. The name Jagannath literally means Lord of the universe. So that is Ishwara. He is the controller of all controllers. As the bhajan was saying, that person, even Lord Shiva sings his glories. When we see Lord Shiva dancing and playing his damru, what is he chanting? The name of the Lord. He's demonstrating that which gives him happiness. The chanting of the name of Krishna, of Jagannath. Actually, where Jagannath resides in India is a place in Orissa known as Puri. But it is described that even before entering Puri, one has to get the blessings of Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva has his place near to Jagannath Puri known as Bhuvaneshwara. And a very beautiful pastime happened in Bhuvaneshwara. In Bhuvaneshwara, Lord Shiva himself spoke Bhagavatam to Parvati Devi. A very beautiful pastime described in the Puranas. So this Bhagavatam is not an ordinary scripture. It is described as, just as Krishna, as the sun sets, there's darkness comes out, right? But with the rising of the sun, light again comes. So in the first chapter of the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, a very interesting question was asked by the sages who had gathered at Naimisharanya. They asked, now that Krishna has gone back to his own planet and Kali Yuga has taken effect, to which direction can people go for instruction? Where can we go for guidance in this Kali Yuga? Now that Krishna has gone, and when Krishna left, religion also left with him. Dharma also left with him. Where shall we go for guidance? And it is said, Krishne swadamo pagate dharma jnanadi bisaha kalau nashta drisham esha puran arko tunondita. That this Bhagavad Puran is as brilliant as the sun. Krishna is described as Krishna Dyumani, the son of Krishna. There's a very beautiful incident described in the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, when Vidura meets a very great devotee of Krishna. Vidura himself is also a great devotee. He meets Uddhava. And when he meets Uddhava, he begins to ask different questions because Vidura had been away from the devotees and Krishna and so many others for a long time. So he asked Uddhava, please tell me about Krishna and what is going on and all his devotees. But Krishna had already left the planet. And very interesting, this is very beautiful. It is described that when Uddhava just hears these questions, he loses consciousness for at least 48 minutes. Just hearing some Vidura ask about Krishna. And when he hears this question asked about Krishna, he loses consciousness and eventually he comes back to external consciousness. And he says a very emphatic praise. And you can imagine him saying it in a very soft voice. A voice choked in feelings of separation from Krishna. He says, the son of Krishna has set on this planet. You know, I don't know if you remember Prabhupada Dev, 20 something years ago in 2000 and this is about 20 years ago actually, in 2004, so 19 years ago, I think when we were in Vrindavan, Virabahu Maharaj gave a lecture, a short class on this verse. And he asked a very interesting question that we can ask ourselves. That when we hear what the devotees experience when they chant Krishna's name, and when they hear about Krishna, seeing Uddhava's reaction, when we see that and we don't experience that, we can ask ourselves one very simple question. How important is Krishna to me? And the answer to that question is defined by the actions we perform in our daily lives. How we chant the holy name, how we connect with Krishna. And Uddhava and Vidura, they were so connected on such a deep level to Krishna that when he just remembered Krishna's pastimes, he couldn't contain himself. And such a beautiful phrase he says, that the sun of Krishna has set on this planet. When the sun goes down, darkness rises. Just imagine, so many lights hung on the building to beautify it. So many lights in all the tents and bright light in my face as I'm speaking here. So many lights. They cannot take the place of one sun. One sun illuminates the entire planet, provides energy for all the trees that photosynthesis will take place. So many benefits we get from the sun. And Uddhava says, the sun of Krishna has set. But we have no fear. That Krishna Swadamo Pagate, even though the sun of Krishna has set, in this Kali Yuga, the son of Bhagavatam has risen. Puran Arka Dunonditaha. This Srimad Bhagavatam is considered to be non-different from Krishna. Non-different from Krishna. Srila Prabhupada writes, just very close to commenting on this verse, that if one sincerely reads Srimad Bhagavatam, one will see Krishna face to face. That Srimad Bhagavatam and Krishna are not different. This Bhagavad Puran is considered to be the ripened fruit of the tree of Vedic literature. Nigama kalpataru ghalita phala shukka mukad amrita drava samjutam pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam muhuraho rasika bhuvi bhavuka. Nigama means all the Vedic scriptures. Whatever have you, you name it. Nigama kalpataru. The tree of Vedic literature, if it were to give forth its essence into the form of a fruit, a ripened fruit, that fruit is Srimad Bhagavatam. and it was spoken by Shukadev Goswami. Shukam Mukad Amrita Drava Shamjutam. And therefore, we in this age of Kali should relish, should connect with Srimad Bhagavatam. Pibata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Muhuraho Rasika Bhuvi Bhavuka. The Srimad Bhagavatam is such an exceptional literature. And if I had more time, I would go into how Srimad Bhagavatam is an exceptional literary work amongst literary works. Not even Vedic literature. How Srimad Bhagavatam is an exceptional literature amongst the Vedic literature also. How Srimad Bhagavatam amongst the Puranas is exceptional. I'll give one example. When studying Sanskrit, after 1 or 2 years of good study with a good professor and taking your lessons very seriously, a Sanskrit teacher would feel confident to release his students to translate works like Mahabharata and Ramayana and other smaller Puranas. And sometimes they're even tested that you should now speak from the Akash Purana. The Akash Purana means that you should compose Sanskrit verses in such a way it sounds as if you are reading it from the Purana. And a student who has been studying for 1 or 2 years has the ability to do that. They can translate with a very good dictionary works like Mahabharata and give very good translations. But you know what it is seen? That of all the Puranas, that cannot be said of Bhagavad Puran. Bhagavad Puran is such a class of literature, even amongst the Puranas and other works within the Vedic canon, that it is seen to be the test of one's ability in Sanskrit. It is seen to be the test of one's knowledge of Sanskrit, because it is so exceptional in its composition. Within the Bhagavad Gita, which is part of the Mahabharata, we find mainly 2 poetic compositions, or 2 poetic meters that are used. One is called the Anushtup Chanda, which is a verse of 4 lines, each containing 8 syllables. You also find the Trishtup Chanda, which is 8 plus 3, 11 syllables in each line. But from the very beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, you won't find that. The meter used is such a beautiful one. It is called Shardula Vikriditam. You know, the different poetic constructions in Sanskrit have different names. So Anushtup means 8. Trishtup means 8 plus 3. You know, in terms of the number of syllables in the verse. So what is Shardula Vikriditam? Shardula means a tiger. Vikriditam means the play. So this verse, the first verse of Bhagavatam composed in this meter, is known as the play of a tiger. It sets its standard as a literature by emphatically declaring itself from the very beginning. It's such a beautiful verse, I'll recite it. Janmadhyasya yatanvayaditaratas charteshvapegya swarat tene brahma hridaya adi kavaye muhyanti yatsuraya tejo varimrdam yata vinimayo yatra trisargo mrisha dhamna swena sada nirasta kuhakam satyam param dhimahi. Very beautiful verse. Just to explain this verse requires some time, but I'll give you one interesting thing about this verse that shows the standard of Srimad Bhagavat Puran as a literature. And that's in the last phrase of the verse, Satyam Param Dhimahi. The Bhagavatam sets itself apart as a Vedic literature because it shows its connection to the Vedas. The Puranas are considered one class of literature and the Vedas are considered a different class. And the type of Sanskrit used is considered to be different. Vedic Sanskrit as opposed to classical Sanskrit. The Bhagavatam is such an exceptional book that it sets itself apart in such a way that it uses the word dhimahi at the end. In classical Sanskrit, the word dhimahi would not be used. That is Vedic Sanskrit. The Bhagavatam, and Jiva Goswami points this out in one of his writings, that normally in classical Sanskrit, we want to meditate. This verse describes the glories of the Supreme Lord and his pastimes and his interaction with his devotees, his connection to the material world, and how he's the controller of everything. But he himself is not affected. Therefore, we should meditate upon him. Classical Sanskrit, the word used would be dhyaye maha, not dhimahi. Dhimahi means that this Bhagavatam is completely equal to the Vedas themselves. Nigama kalpataru ghalita phalam shukka mukad amrita dravasham jutam. In the next verse, in the same meter, the Bhagavatam sets the standard for itself. It says, Dharma projata kaita vatra paramo nirmatsaranam satam. That this Bhagavatam from the very beginning rejects anything and everything that gives anything less than pure devotional service to the Lord. And the word uses kaitaba dharma, that which cheats you, that which advertises something that is not the best, but it advertises it as the best. And if we want to actually not be cheated, we have to have a certain qualification ourselves. We have to approach Srimad Bhagavatam in an honest way, in an honest mood. Dharma projita kaita vatra paramo nirmatsaranam satam. To gain that access to the topmost knowledge and experience of Srimad Bhagavatam, we have to approach it in the right mood. And therefore it is said, what is the result of it? Vedyam vastavam atra vastu shivadam. It is reality distinguished from illusion for everyone's benefit. And therefore Vyasadeva says, what is the use of any other scripture? Kim va paradishwara? Swadyo hridyavarudyate trakitibi shusrushubi tatkshanat. As soon as one attentively hears Bhagavatam, then all that is troublesome dissipates. And this Bhagavatam is meant to free us from the darkness of illusion of this Kali Yuga. Maharaj will perhaps speak more on some pastimes. One thing I like to hear Maharaj for is he gives the most beautiful stories that bring... I may have spoken something a bit philosophical, but Maharaj has that unique ability, His Holiness Bhakti Sundar Maharaj. He tells the most beautiful stories that makes this philosophical thing become very accessible. Very, very accessible. But one thing I'd like to add, especially in this Kali Yuga, this book Bhagavatam is so important. I've already spoken to Sachi Sutta Prabhu. And one thing we would like to do is that everyone who attends our festivals, they should be encouraged, and we encourage you to take books. And at our table at the back there, we have Bhagavad Gita and other books, and especially we have Srimad Bhagavatam on display. If you would like to get a copy of this beautiful Bhagavatam, speak to the devotees, and we won't only sell it to you. It's not a financial transaction we're interested in. When you get the book, We are prepared to come home to your house and read Bhagavatam with you. Not just to, and I'm not saying this now, I put things in place already. So I spoke to Sachi Sutta Prabhu and others, and he's willing to do it. To come and to go through Bhagavatam with you, to make it more accessible. You know? This is something we want to offer to society. This book is the most important piece of literature. It's exceptional standard. It has come to us, especially in this age of Kali, and it is equivalent to Krishna. As Krishna has set, meaning he left this planet physically, Bhagavatam has arisen to give light in this Kali Yuga. Srila Prabhupada, when he came to the West, this is what he came with, Bhagavad Puran. And when somebody asked him that, Swamiji, you are going to the West? And Srila Prabhupada said, no. Srimad Bhagavatam is going to the West. I am going with Srimad Bhagavatam as the servant, because the Bhagavatam cannot travel alone. And armed with the Srimad Bhagavatam and the holy name, Srila Prabhupada established this ISKCON society, which is growing. So I will stop here with these few words, and I think I'll hand over back to Shuddha Prem Prabhu, who will guide us for the remainder of the program.
Thank you very much, Shanta Vighara Prabhu, for the detailed and very inspiring word from our scripture, Bhagavatam. Next on our program, we'll be having a very short bhajan, Yasho Mati Nandana. It's not a strange bhajan to any one of us. I hope not. So it will be led by our kirtaniers, headed by Mayapur Chandradoya Prabhu. So I urge you to please clap your hands and chant along. After this, we'll be having our feature presentation by a very distinguished guest this evening. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Yashomati Nandana Brajavarana Gara Yashomati Nandana Brajabaranagara Gokularanjana Kana Gokularanjana Kana Yashomati Nandana Brajabaranagara Yashomati Nandana Brajabaranagara Gokularanjana Kana Gokularanjana Kana Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara Kaliya Dhamana Vidana Kaliya Dhamana Vidana Amala Harinam আমি অভিলাষ
আমার হরি নাম আমি অভিলাষা
विपिन पुरंदर नवीन नगर भोरा
विपिन पुरंदर नवीन नगर बारा
वंशीवदान सुभाषा
वंशी वरान सुभाषा
वंशीवदान सुभाषा
वंशी वरान सुभाषा
ब्रज जन पालन असुर कुल नाशना
ब्रज जन पालना सुरकुल नाशना
नंद गोदन रखवाला
नंद गोदान रखवाला
गोविंद माधव नवनीत तास्करा
गोविंद माधव नवनीत तास्करा
गोविंद माधव नवनीत तास्करा
गोविंद माधव नवनीत तास्करा
सुंदर नंद गोपाल
सुंदर नंद गोपाल
जमुना ततचर गोपी वसनहर
यमुना ततचरा गोपी बसनहारा
रासरसिक कृपमोया
रास रसिक कृपमोया
श्री राधा वल्लभ वृंदावन नत बारा
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 भक्ति विनोद श्राया
भक्ति विनोदाश्रया
जय यशोमति नंदन ब्रज वरनागर
यशोमति नंदन ब्रजवरनागारा
जय गोकुल रंदन काना
गोकुल रंजन काला
जय मदन गोपाल मदन गोपाल मदन गोपाल जय मदन गोपाल
जय मदन गोपाल मदन गोपाल मदन गोपाल जय
बोलो,
मदन
everyone.
गोपाल
जय मदन गोपाल मदन गोपाल मदन गोपाल जय मदन गोपाल
जय मदन गोपाल मदन गोपाल मदन गोपाल जय मदन
निताय
गोपाल
गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल
नित्य गौर हरि बोल
Please put your hands together for the Kirtaniers. Thank you very much, my Purchanjadoya Prabhu, for that wonderful bhajan, Yasho Mati Nandana. So now on our program, we'll be having our guest speaker for this evening. He is no other than His Holiness, Bhakti Sundar Goswami Maharaj. Maharaj is originally from Syria, and he would have moved to Venezuela, Caracas, where he joined the ISKCON temple and became a devotee in 1974. He is personally initiated by His Divine Grace, Swami Srila Prabhupada. And in the 80s, he served as temple president in Spain and Venezuela. He has been traveling and preaching for the last 20 years and more in Latin America, US, and Europe. In 2006, he published his book, Srila Prabhupada in Venezuela, in Spanish, and will be published in, and I think now Maharaj's book is also in English also. So you can get access to this book, Srila Prabhupada in Venezuela. So Maharaj is not, he used to be here like very long time. I can remember Maharaj used to come to Guyana, preaching very nicely. After a very long time, Maharaj is visiting back here in Guyana. So please, let us all welcome Maharaj very loudly by chanting Hari Bol 3 times as he make his way to give us his presentation this evening. Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol!
Hare. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Good evening, everyone. I hope you're having a great time. 3 days festival, huh? 4 days, 4 days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's a great achievement. Congratulations to all the devotees, especially Prabhupada Dev Prabhu, for the very nice organization for this wonderful festival. So, I would like to speak about how the festival Ratha Yatra is celebrated throughout the years, you know. In India and also in the West, how came to the West also. So this festival is very, very meaningful because it represents Lord Krishna missing the inhabitants of Vrindavan and wanted to go back to Vrindavan, you know, his childhood home, where he performed these wonderful pastimes. So, 5,000 years ago, Krishna left Vrindavan. Actually, he never stepped out of Vrindavan. But because he had to save his parent Vasudeva Devaki from Kamsa and kill the demons, he has to leave. And many times he wanted to go back to Vrindavan, but his parents will not give permission. They will say, no, there are more duties to do, this yagya, that other yagya, like that. So, and Krishna finally wanted to go to Vrindavan. He made the arrangement to fulfill his promise, because he promised them. The only reason the inhabitants of Vrindavan were kept alive because of Krishna's promise that he will return. So Krishna sent ahead of him his brother Balaram, followed by Subhadra. You prepare the inhabitants of Vrindavan. I can't just arrive there. They will be in big shock, you know, if suddenly I appear there after such a long time. More than 100 years separation, you know. So, when Krishna met the inhabitants of Vrindavan in Kurukshetra, in the solar eclipse celebration, before that happened, before the Kurukshetra war, no? And he met the gopis and Radharani in a nearby forest, and he apologized to the gopis and Radharani for leaving them for so long. But Radharani told him, no, you was doing your duty. You went to save your parents, kill the demon Kamsa, and then so many other demons. If somebody is guilty, it's me, because I'm still survived your separation. That makes me guilty. The only reason they were kept alive because Krishna's promise to return to Vrindavan. So Krishna he told the gopis, there is no way for me to repay your love and devotion for me. Be satisfied with your own activities. So Radharani told Krishna, I'm happy to see you again, but I would like rather be with you in Vrindavan, at the Yamuna River, and hearing you playing the flute on the fifth note. I don't like you dressed like a king with so many elephants and horses and chariots. That's not so pleasing to me. So that's the meaning of Ratha Yatra, that the inhabitants of Vrindavan want to see Krishna as a cowherd boy in Vrindavan. Now there is a pastime, traditionally in many ages, they will change the deity of Jagannath every 12 years. They make a new deity of Jagannath, and the pujari will have a dream which tree is going to be used for making the deity, not just any tree. And that particular tree, when they take the bark out, will be the sign of the 4 symbols of Vishnu. The Sudarshan Chakra, the Gada, the mace, the Padma lotus flower, and the 4th is the conch. Yes, very good. I'm just trying to see if you're listening. So, yes, so the tree will have those symbols under its bark. They will take the bark, then that's the actual tree to be made deities of Lord Jagannath. And the only part that remains is the part of the heart. There's a small piece of wood representing the heart that will be transferred to the new deity, and that will be the installation of the new deity of Lord Jagannath. So they previously used to the old Jagannath deity, the statue which is Jagannath transferred to the new deity, they will throw into the ocean. They don't do this anymore. They have a samadhi for deities of Jagannath that they were uninstalled and received the new ones. So one devotee from Vrindavan, he had a dream. Lord Jagannath appeared in his dream and told him, go to Jagannath Puri. When the time comes to change my body, you tell the king that I'm asking you, don't throw me into the ocean. Rather make arrangement for a chariot with soldiers along with my brothers Balaram and sister Subhadra. I want rather to go to Vrindavan and have a temple there. I don't want to be thrown in the ocean this time. So this pure devotee, great devotee, he went to Jagannath Puri and he spoke to the king and told him about the order of Lord Jagannath in his dream. And the king said, with all due respect, you received the order, but I didn't receive the order. And I can't change a tradition just because you had a dream. Unless I receive order from Lord Jagannath, I can't do that. I'm very sorry. Then this great saint, he said, then if you don't want to do it, then I will wait at the seashore fasting. I will be fasting. And when you throw the body of Jagannath in the ocean, I will also will throw myself along with him, draw myself with him. If I can't fulfill his desire, then better give up my life. So devotee was there fasting for 3 days. Then Lord Jagannath appeared in the dream of the king. And he told him, why you mistrust my devotee? He's telling the truth. I ordered him this. You must arrange immediately right now a big chariot. I want to go to Vrindavan. So the king immediately made this wonderful arrangement. And that Lord Jagannath, this happened some maybe 150 years ago, that Lord Jagannath went to Vrindavan. And still the temple is there in the Parikrama Marg. If you go on to doing Parikrama, then you can see this beautiful form of Lord Jagannath. So when Prabhupada was only 8 years old, he wanted to do Jagannath Ratha Yatra in his neighborhood. And his father encouraged him. So they were looking for a car, small car, but the new one was very expensive. So they got a second-hand car, which themselves, they painted the car, decorated the car, everything. And Prabhupada, for 8 days, he will have a festival. Because Ratha Yatra goes one day, and after 8 days return. He will return the next day. Jagannath is very much in a hurry to be with his devotees. Anyway, so for his mother will cook the prasad and will be distributed. One very important thing about Jagannath Mahaprasad is that there is an ancient history in the Vedas and the Puranas about the Mahaprasad of Lord Jagannath being distributed in this earth planet. You want to hear that pastime? Very important pastime. When Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was born, his father gave him the name. What name gave him? Bimala Prasad. Now, who's Bimala? Bimala is the goddess Durga, deity in the temple of Jagannath. She has a small temple inside the temple of Jagannath. And all the Mahaprasad is offered, after being offered to Lord Jagannath, will be offered to her first before giving to the people or to the devotees. And the story behind this is that once Narad Muni went to Vaikunta with the desire to taste the Mahaprasad of Lord Venkateshwar, Vaikunteshwar. But Lord Narayan gave order to all his devotees, servant, you don't give my Mahaprasad to Narad Muni, no matter what. It is prohibited. So nobody could give him Mahaprasad. But Narad Muni is very clever, So he started helping Lakshmi Ji in her service to Lord Narayan. Very nice service. He will assist her in every aspect she needed in the service of the Lord. Very menial, very humbly doing everything, so she was very pleased with him. And she told Narad Muni, Narad, I'm very pleased with your service attitude. Very nice, very humble. You can ask me anything you want. And Narad Muni say, I want the Mahaprasad of the Lord. Then Lakshmi was in a dilemma what to do, because there is prohibition from the Lord himself. So she went to the Lord Narayan and she said, what should I do? He asked me this. Narayan smiled. He said, this Narad is very clever. Only this time you can give my Mahaprasad to him. Okay. So Narad Muni had a wonderful feast of Mahaprasad of the Lord of Vaikunta. He left Vaikunta in ecstasy. He was laughing, crying, rolling on the ground, changing colors. He was totally in ecstasy. And then he arrived at Kailash, the abode of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva said, my dear brother, how are you so happy today, so ecstatic? What happened? Oh, I had the Mahaprasad of Lord Vaikunteshwar. Really? You saved something for me? I'm very sorry, that's very delicious. But I still have some little few grains of rice attached to my fingers. I can give you that if you want. Yes, yes, please give me, give me. So he scratched his finger and he got a few grains of rice. And after eating that, Lord Shiva also started laughing, crying, rolling on the ground in ecstasy. He was totally, absolutely, very, very happy. So Parvati is asked him, my dear husband, what happened to you? You're so ecstatic, so happy. Oh, you don't know. I got the Mahaprasad of Lord Vaikunteshwar. Oh, so nice. Congratulations. Did you save anything for me? Oh, I'm very sorry, my dear wife. I got very little few grains. Maybe wasn't in your destiny to have it. Oh, okay, I will make tapasya. I will make austerities to please the Lord, and so I can have this Mahaprasad. So immediately, Parvati start making austerity, tapasya, meditating on the Lord, and to please Him, to satisfy Him. That's very important point. In all our activities we do, any activities we do, cleaning, cooking, chanting, speaking, any activity we do, our aim should be always to please the Lord, please Krishna, please the Guru. That should be our goal. Otherwise has no meaning. It's not performance. It's not to impress anyone. It's to satisfy the Lord. That should be the main object of our activities, daily activities. So then the Lord appeared to Parvati. He was pleased with her by her love and devotion to him. And she prayed, my dear Lord, I don't want the Mahaprasad only for myself. I want all these people also have it. And the Lord said, yes, my dear devotee, when I will appear in the earth planet as Daru Brahma, Lord Jagannath, you will be the first person to receive my Mahaprasad. Then all other living entities will receive. Even the dogs, the chandalas, everyone will receive it. So that's the tradition until even now. And nobody is denied Mahaprasad in Jagannath Puri. But there is another thing, that Lord Jagannath and Parvati both, they wanted to give this Mahaprasad not only to the people of India, but all over the world. And how that was going to happen? Because Lord Jagannath empowered Prabhupada. Lord Chaitanya Nityananda empowered him to come to the West. And do you know how happened the first Ratha Yatra in the West? Prabhupada was in 1967 in his temple in San Francisco, California. And one of his disciples, lady disciple Malati, she brought a small statue, black statue, with no arms, no feet. Prabhupada, I found this in the gift shop. Do you know what is this? Prabhupada immediately paid obeisance. Oh, this is Lord Jagannath. Did you see another statue, white and yellow, along with this? Yes. You should get it, So she went and got this, the Subhadra and Balaram, and Prabhupada have the three of them. So Prabhupada asked her husband, Shyam Sundar, you must carve this tree into big deities. So he carved them. He was carpenter. He knew about this. So he carved the first three deities. And in 1967 was the first Ratha Yatra in the West. And the car was a truck. They put Lord Jagannath on the truck and all the people behind, And Prabhupada was a little sick. He could not go. But the devotee told him that the truck was going upward and the machine will fail and go backward. And after many attempts, they finally go upward. Prabhupada said, then your Ratha Yatra is bona fide. Because Lord Jagannath will go at his will. You know, when Lord Chaitanya was dancing in front of the cart of Lord Jagannath at Ratha Yatra, the car sometime will stop because Lord Chaitanya will move away from the car. So not seeing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Jagannath will stop the car. No matter how hard they pull, the car will not move. They will bring big elephant and push behind the car. The car will not move. Only when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in front of Lord Jagannath again start to dance, then the car start moving again. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in the mood of Radharani. He was in that mood. And Lord Jagannath is Krishna and Kurukshetra. Radharani telling Krishna, you forgot the inhabitants of Vrindavan. You forgot your mother, Yashoda, your father Nanda Maharaj. How can you be so cruel? Come with me to Vrindavan. So Jagannath was controlled by the love of Mahaprabhu in the mood of Radharani. And that in that competition, Mahaprabhu came victorious. No? Because without the love of Radha, Jagannath, Krishna is not complete, is not happy completely. So that's the deep meaning of Ratha Yatra. So Srila Prabhupada gave opportunity to all people over the world to taste the Mahaprasad of Lord Jagannath, because that was the promise he gave to Parvati Mata, Bimala Devi. So it is happening, will continue happening all over the world. This promise the Lord to his pure devotees, Srila Prabhupada desire to serve the Lord and give the mercy to everyone is happening, continue to happen, because it is the desire of the Lord. Otherwise, it's impossible. Prabhupada said, how is possible? I'm old man, selling my books to buy a few vegetables. And suddenly in a few years, the movement spread all over the world. That is Krishna's miracle. Of course, we know because Prabhupada surrendered completely to this desire of his Guru and Krishna. Krishna empowered him. Shakti Avesha, empowerment. Without the empowering of Krishna, it's not possible to distribute his holy name all over the world. So Srila Prabhupada had this desire, and Krishna fulfilled his desire, because it was a pure desire. No? So we have to always meditate on this, that whatever we do, our service, our duties, we should try to do it with the best attitude to please Guru and Krishna. Then it is meaningful, then it is important. Otherwise we'll be just, show battle, showcase. No, it's not like that. It shouldn't be like that. So, to conclude, the festival of Ratha Yatra has this two meaning. One meaning, Lord Jagannath giving mercy to the people who can't come or don't come to the temple, give them audience, give them Mahaprasad. The other reason, more deep reason, is the desire of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the role of Radha, taking Krishna back to Vrindavan. That's the deeper meaning that Mahaprabhu revealed. Before Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya, nobody knew this deep meaning. He revealed to the world this deep meaning. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, speaking a few words. Hare Krishna. Haribo.
Hare Krishna. So let us put our hands again for His Holiness Bhakti Sundar Maharaj. So Maharaj will be around for the festival for the rest of the few days to come. So if you have any questions, you can let us know and we can arrange so that you can get your answers from Maharaj. He will be also for the parade, so you can join us tomorrow Friday. The parade will be from Sherry Street. Then we head here for the evening. On Saturday is from Manipo, and then we head back here again for the evening program. And on Sunday is very special for all of us who are affiliated with Hare Krishna Study Center. It's our 7th anniversary of the inaugural of the temple here. So it's very special and dear to all the devotees who have been connected to the temple. So on Sunday, that program will be based on the inaugural of the temple. So now we'll be having the Artik ceremony of Lord Jagannath, and the kirtan will be done and led by His Grace Ajamil Prabhu. Ajamil Prabhu has been coming to Guyana from ages, since I can remember. He's always here for huge festival and always enticing us with his wonderful nectarian kirtan. So please, you can please stand and join in kirtan. You can dance for the pleasure of Lord Jagannath and do as much as you want to do for the Lord. So thank you very much. Now over to His Grace Ajamil Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे हरे
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
हरे राम 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 हरे
Hare
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे हरे
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So the devotees on this one corner, that's to my left. You can come around this side so you can get a full darshan of Lord Jagannath. So if you want, you can please come forward in front so you can see Lord Jagannath. Thank you very much.
You all can come in the front, please. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Bolo Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Radhe
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama
Rama Rama
Hare Hare
Bolo Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hello, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, oh,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
জগন্নাথ স্বামী নয়ন পথগামী নয়ন পথগামী ভব তুমি
জগন্নাথ স্বামী নয়ন পথগামী নয়ন পথগামী ভব তুমি
জয় জগন্নাথ জয় জগন্নাথ জয় জগন্নাথ প্রভু জগন্নাথ
জয় জগন্নাথ জয় জগন্নাথ জয় জগন্নাথ স্বামী জগন্নাথ
জয় জগন্নাথ জয় জগন্নাথ জয় জগন্নাথ প্রভু জগন্নাথ
জয় জগন্নাথ জয় জগন্নাথ জয় জগন্নাথ স্বামী জগন্নাথ
বলো জগন্নাথ স্বামী নয়ন পথগামী নয়ন পথগামী ভব তুমি
জগন্নাথ স্বামী নয়ন পথগামী নয়ন পথগামী বাবা তুমি
জগন্নাথ স্বামী নয়ন পথগামী নয়ন পথগামী ভব তুমি
জগন্নাথ স্বামী নয়ন পথগামী নয়ন পথগামী বাবা তুমি
এ জগন্নাথ স্বামী নয়ন পথগামী নয়ন পথগামী ভব তুমি
জগন্নাথ স্বামী নয়ন পথগামী নয়ন পথগামী বাবা তুমি
হরি বল হরি বল হরি বল হরি বল
জয় গৌর হরি বল হরি বল হরি বল গৌর হরি বল
নিতাই গৌর হরি বল হরি বল হরি বল হরি বল
নিতাই গৌর হরি বল হরি বল হরি বল গৌর হরি বল
জগন্নাথ বলদেব মাতা সুভদ্রা কে
জয়
I supposed to sing only 15 minutes, so then later on Kirtan, but this supposed to. Okay. But you guys have to dance, okay? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Namaste Narasinghaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya
Namaste Narasinghaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya
Lado lado dayine
Prahlada Lada Daine
Ral lado lado dayine
Prahlada Lada Daine
Hiranna kashi purvaksha hoye
Hiranyakashipur Vakshaha
Hiranna kashi purvaksha
Hiranyakashipur Vakshaha
Silatan kala kalo he
Shilatankana Kalaye
Silatan kala kalo he
Shilatankana Kalaye
Tono singha paro tono singha
Hito Nashima Parato Nashima
tono singha paro tono singha
Hito Nashima Parato Nashima
jato jato dami tato no singha
Toya Toya Mitato Nashima
jato jato dami tato no singha
Toya Toya Mitato Nashima
Baer no singha hidaye no singha
Bahe Nashema Hirahe Nashema
Bahe Nrsimha Hridaye Nrsimha
Bahe Nashema Hirahe Nashema
Nrsimha Matim Sharanam Napade
Narasimha Marim Sharanam Prapare
Nrsimha Matim Sharanam Napade
Narasimha Marim Sharanam Prapare
Tabu Kar Kamalava Dena Kamadhuta Singam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Dhanavingam Keshavadhita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Tavakara Kamalabhare Nakam Adhuta Singam Kalita Hiranyakashipu Dhanavingam Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare
Shri Nrsimha Bhagavan ki jai. Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna, you can all take your seats. Hare Krishna. Shri Jagannath Ratha Yatra ki. Srila Prabhupada ki. So this is the first evening of our 4 days festival. Jagannath Ratha Yatra, Bhagavad Katha, 2 days of Ratha Yatra, and of course on Sunday the 7th inauguration anniversary of our temple here. So just before His Grace Ajamil Prabhu continue with some more kirtan, we'd like to take this opportunity first of all to welcome each and every one of you once again for the first evening of our stage program. And of course, as you can see, it's a warm-up evening. We also like to welcome all the visiting devotees, His Holiness Bhakti Sundar Maharaj, who would have been here with us almost 2 weeks already, His Grace Ajamil Prabhu, His Grace Chaitya Guru, His Grace Shantavigara Prabhu, and all the devotees that are coming from Suriname, devotees from Panama, His Grace Krishna Chandra Prabhu, and so many other devotees are here with us that come to participate and celebrate Jagannath Ratha Yatra in Georgetown. So let us do a loud Hari Bol!
Haribo
Hari Bol! For all those devotees who are visiting us, we want to welcome you to our festival. So also this festival, as you can imagine, the magnitude of this festival, as you would have heard from our television programs, and as probably you would have saw in the villages, it is one of its kind. It is considered to be one among the largest religious festival in the country. And I'm sure by the end of the 4 days festival, we will all realize that 2 days parade on the roadside alone, the amount of persons will get an opportunity to take darshan of their Lordship and receive their Mahaprasadam, the same Mahaprasadam that Maharaj would have just told us about in that wonderful story. 10,000 plus flyers would have given out, 300-400 invitations would have given out. For the first time, Jagannath Ratha Yatra ads was on 6 o'clock and evening news. Prime news on the television, first time ever, which means the entire country get to become aware that Jagannath Ratha Yatra, Georgetown Jagannath Ratha Yatra are going to take place. Leave aside the amount of social media, advertisements and ads and invitations and everything that have been going on. So for a festival of this magnitude, of course, it encompasses everyone. Means that everyone pour out their hearts to contribute to this festival. And more every evening stage program, you'll get to hear more and more individuals, key individuals, who would have contributed to make this festival and even the whole setting here possible. And the chariot is already ready, the deities are already here, and so many persons would have participated, contributed in so many ways, giving vegetables, giving time, giving groceries, giving monetary contributions, giving sound system, giving gas to cook, giving their labor to, getting the place ready, getting here clean up, even getting passes for the roadside and getting pass for the PA system and everything else. Persons are giving their vehicle. Someone drive up at the temple day before yesterday and said that they are leaving their car with us. They are leaving one of their car with us for the entire week for the festival. First time this happened. So things like that is happening. So many persons are putting their shoulder and putting their hands together. So let us give a huge round of applause for all those individuals who are contributing and continuously contribute. You cannot imagine what is happening in our kitchen. Our kitchen is going like 24/7. They're cooking all the time and giving out prasadam. And today they had to cook like 3-4 times. Because today is Ekadasi, very auspicious, mother of devotion. Ekadasi means Vaishnavas do not eat grains on a day like today. So since this morning they were cooking, they were making 2 pots. They had some catering to do, and they had to do some prasadam distribution, which means they had to cook grains, and also they had to keep cooking Ekadasi prasadam for all the devotees around throughout the whole day and even for the main feast. And even right now cooking is still going on. So put your hands together for all the cooks, Radhakishore, Partha, Harish and their team for their wonderful and dedicated service. So today's program was wholly, we will say, one of our good friend and well-wisher devotee of our temple here, ISKCON of Guyana Hare Krishna Study Center, became a tradition that somehow or the other, the festivity of the temple here, which encompassed the inauguration festivity of the temple. Since 2016, when we inaugurated the temple, we would have started the festival on the 13th of July to the 17th of July. And this time, because we are only doing 4 days, that time was 5 days, was Wednesday to Sunday. So this time we are doing 4 days from the 13th to the 16th, from Thursday to Sunday. So today, the 13th, is the birthday of our dear and only Mr. Roopnath's Uncle Roop, as we lovingly say, Chaitram Prasad. And we like to humbly request Uncle Roop to please come along this way, Uncle Roop. Maybe Auntie Aditi might want to accompany you, or Kishan. Auntie Aditi, you want to help him? You can help him, please? Or send somebody to help him? We need someone to help Uncle Roop. Uncle Roop, you can please step up here. Sachi Sutta and others. Or where is His Holiness Bhakti Sundar Maharaj? You can come. His Holiness Bhakti Sundar Maharaj also, we need him here. So someone can bring the cake. So you can turn towards the camera. Hare Krishna. There is a mercy from Srila Prabhupada. And this is a little token from our temple. And you probably want to pass that bag to Auntie Aditi. Pass that bag to Auntie Aditi, please. So now you will have to get more hands. So Maharaj, you can put your hands. So this is a special birthday cake that we're giving to Uncle Roop and celebrating his 68th birthday. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada. 68th birthday. I just had to confirm with Auntie Aditi that it's really 68, Sankarup, on behalf of our temple, on behalf of all the Vaishnavas and all of us here, we like to wish you a happy, happy Krishna conscious birthday. We wish you the complete blessings of Lord Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra, their Lordship Sri Shinitai Gaurachandra in our temple, and Srila Prabhupada, and the blessings of all the Vaishnavas. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. You want to give us your blessings? A few words?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Devotees, you have heard everything from Prabhupada Dev, and I am very happy to be here celebrating with you this edifice, this wonderful place of pilgrimage now. Once prayers are offered, it has become a pilgrim. So I don't have to tell you, you are here and you know, and you come and celebrate and you come and pray with us. There's lots of activities. So let me just have a short prayer to Bhagavan Krishna and bless you for the rest of the evening. Om Sri Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraye Govindaye Namo Namah. Hari Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Prem se bolo Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Uncle Roop. Thank our dear Mamu, Uncle Harinarayan, we normally say, and our dear Baiji Prakashji. Hare Krishna, thank you to be here. Thank each and every one of you who would have also come along to celebrate with Uncle Roop his 68th birthday. Please do take prasadam, bhojan into your fullest satisfaction. I think you may have to take for 3 persons, each one of you. Take for 3 persons. So the festivity just began. We're just getting into it. So we require lots and lots of help still. A lot of self-help, as much as you can give. Beginning from immediately after this kirtan will conclude for this evening, we'll have to do a little wind-up here and get everything secured. As you see, we are open out. There's no fence. We are open out, so we'll have to get everything secure, get the deities and everything secured. Tomorrow morning, we require a lot of help because tomorrow will be the first day for Jagannath Ratha Yatra. A lot of preparations will be going on. We will be doing at least 600 boxes of prasadam to give out from Sherry Street coming down here, which means on the roadside, along with thousands of parcels of sweets that is already prepared. Pamphlets and flyers are already prepared to distribute, give out on the roadside. So even for that, we will need a lot of help. We need person to pull the cart. We'll need person to do kirtan. And we'll need person to wave and smile nicely to everyone on the roadside. Please take the opportunity this year. If you never pull the cart of Lord Jagannath, come and pull the cart, at least just for a few minutes. And if anyone likes to make an offering to Lord Jagannath while they are out there on the roadside, you can come with a fruits plate with some flowers, and you can give it to the pujaris on the cart, and they can offer on behalf of you, your family, your business, whomever. You can even offer on behalf of someone else. So the Lord will receive multiple offerings on the roadside tomorrow afternoon, Saturday afternoon from Mandipur's market coming down. That is a Leela, that is a pastime of Lord Jagannath. And of course, for all the stage programs, we beg of you to please participate. And it will be continuously this mood of receiving Krishna Prasadam, taking bhojan to our full satisfaction, and of course participate in the grand festivity, parade, and the stage program here, association with the Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis. Ask whatever question you may have. Take a copy of Srila Prabhupada books. Kids Karna is going on. Tomorrow there will be full works. Many, many more things will take place. Many booths are still yet to come in place. They have a photo booth there also. You can take pictures that you were here for 2023 Ratha Yatra. I think that is what it marked there. Jagannath Ratha Yatra 2023 is there. You can go with your family and take a picture. So without any further ado, Ajamil Prabhu, please overwhelm our hearts with much, much more kirtan. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. And please do take prasadam into your full satisfaction. Don't leave without taking bhojan.
Premanande, Hari
Hare
Hari Bol.
Krishna.
Please, if you all don't mind, you can all stand little bit, dance for Jagannath, please. Mother, if you already took prasadam, you can come and join us in the kirtan, okay? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. So just be reminded that the bus service will be available to bring devotees from Mahaika all the way to Sheriff Street for the parade. So the bus will be there by 1:30, Mahaika Market. And also there will be a bus at Crane Temple on the west coast. So these are the locations for both tomorrow and Saturday. The bus will be available to bring you across here for the parade and the Ratha Yatra. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hari Bol Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Bolo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Bolo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Rama,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh, bolo, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
রাধে গোবিন্দ রাধে, রাধে রাধে গোবিন্দ রাধে,
Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe, Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe,
আহা রাধে রাধে গোবিন্দ রাধে, রাধে রাধে গোবিন্দ রাধে, আহা
Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe, Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe,
আহা রাধে রাধে গোবিন্দ রাধে, রাধে রাধে গোবিন্দ রাধে,
Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe, Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe,
রাধে রাধে গোবিন্দ রাধে, রাধে রাধে গোবিন্দ রাধে,
Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe, Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe.
জয় প্রভুপাদ, জয় প্রভুপাদ, জয় প্রভুপাদ, ছিল প্রভুপাদ,
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada.
জয় প্রভুপাদ, জয় প্রভুপাদ, জয় প্রভুপাদ, ছিল প্রভুপাদ,
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada.
জগন্নাথ স্বামী নয়ন পথগামী, নয়ন পথগামী ভব তুমি,
Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami, Nayana Patagami Baba Tume.
জয় বলদেব, জয় সুভদ্রা, জয় বলদেব, জয় সুভদ্রা,
Jaya Baladev, Jaya Subhadra, Jaya Baladev, Jaya Subhadra,
জয় বলদেব, জয় সুভদ্রা, জয় বলদেব, জয় সুভদ্রা, বল বলো
Jaya Baladev, Jaya Subhadra, Jaya Baladev, Jaya Subhadra.
জগন্নাথ স্বামী নয়ন পথগামী, নয়ন পথগামী ভব তুমি,
Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami, Nayana Patagami Baba Tume.
রাধে গোবিন্দ, রাধে গোবিন্দ, রাধে গোবিন্দ রাধে,
Radhe Govinda, Radhe Govinda, Radhe Govinda Radhe,
রাধে গোবিন্দ, রাধে গোবিন্দ, Radhe Govinda Radhe
Radhe Govinda, Radhe Govinda, Radhe Govinda, Radhe.
Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe
Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe. Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe.
Bolo Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe
Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe. Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe.
Aha Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe
Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe. Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe.
Hey, Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe Hey, Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe
Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe. Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe.
Jaya Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe
Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe. Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe.
Bolo Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe
Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe. Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe.
Bolo Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe
Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe. Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe.
Bolo Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe Hey, Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe
Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe. Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe.
Nitai Gaur Brahmanande Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Rama Rama Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Rama Rama Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Rama Rama Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Rama Rama Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Jai Radhe Shyam. Thank you.